Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, first of all, congratulations. You're the second Indian citizen in space. And it's a great moment, not just for you, not just for the space people, but all of India and much of the world. First of all, the fact that you're back, the fact that you've had such a wonderful moment. Just tell us, when you were up there, when you saw India, your predecessor, Rakesh Sharma, had said what he had said. You tell me what you thought when you saw India on that map.
First of all, thank you for acknowledging that. I think that truly this is a nation's journey to space, after 41 years. And I'm really happy to see that the entire country is also owning it and celebrating this entire thing. Everybody is really proud that we have been able to do this. When I went to space and I looked at India from space, it was a very emotional and powerful moment for me as well. And I really understood what my predecessor, Wingorder Rakesh Sharma, when he went to space, meant when he said those statements. And in my parting speech, my farewell speech, I did give a tribute to him. And I acknowledged that even today, India is a lot different than what it was in 1984. And it looks a lot of things, India feels proud, it looks confident, and it looks audacious going into the future. But it still looks Sare Jahan Se Acha.
Sare Jahan Se Acha it is. And those days in space, of course, will be not just memorable to you, but for everyone, 1.4 billion people in India. But people have got into space more than once. And now that you have the experience, would you like to go again? Will there be more opportunities to go again?
To your first part, yes, I would love to go again. It is an out of the world experience to have, and I would like to have that again for sure. And to the second part, I think we already know we are working actively towards sending Indian citizens from Indian soil on an Indian launch vehicle launching to space through mission Gaganyaan. And hopefully very soon we will be able to accomplish that. And I am actively working. My experience that I've gained from this mission is being utilized to make that happen. And very soon we will be able to accomplish that. And after that, this will become a recurring thing because we have a very well laid out space policy that talks about having our own space station and eventually landing on moon. So this is going to change, and this ecosystem is going to be thriving in a few years of time. And you will see a lot of Indians going to space, and also maybe global citizens going to space from Indian soil.
Certainly, most certainly. But Neil Armstrong was the one who said it was a giant leap for mankind. Now, if nothing else, do you see yourself on the moon and saying it's a giant leap for India? That must be an ambition, surely.
Absolutely, it is. Whenever I talk to kids now these days and I encourage them to be a part of this and a part of the space journey that India is on, one of my messages to them is that you will have to try hard because I will still be in the competition because I am not going anywhere. I would love to, and I think more than the fact who lands or who steps on the moon, I think it is important for us as a nation to make it happen. That is going to be a collective win for everyone. Whoever gets to be there is, yes, going to be a monumental event, but it would be a collective win for this entire country if we can make that happen.
Undoubtedly. And you spoke of the space station. Now there is the ISS. That, of course, is something else altogether. But do you see more ISSs in the future? One of India's, one probably of China's. And then India can do its own scientific experiments. And this would not only be important for India, but it will be important for the world.
Absolutely. I think, like I mentioned, in our space policy, we already have Bharatiya Antariksh Station as an approved program. So ISRO is actively working towards it. And soon we will be launching modules and we will have the capability to conduct experiments in space. Now, my mission, imagine that I travel to International Space Station, which is owned by 5 different space agencies and 15 different countries came together to make it happen. But it was possible for us as a nation to go and conduct science experiments in space and learn about this entire space journey, how it is done, and getting to be a part of it. So I think our platform, when we have as a country, the Bharatiya Antariksh Station, will allow all the other nations who do not have the capability to be a part of this space exploration, and we will take them together, and we would enable them, and we would allow them to do science and conduct experiments in space on our platform that we'll have.
A South enterprise for the South countries. Finally, just the fact you were trained for a long period of time. Give me one moment which is so memorable from your training period when you were training to go to space.
I think the entire training is really fascinating, because essentially what you're trying to do is you are trying to prepare for living in an environment which does not allow life to sustain. It's extremely hostile. And the kind of forces your body, or the kind of stresses that your body experiences are of a different kind and different nature. There are different types of training. You have to do theoretical training, then you have to do simulator-based training, and then there is one space flight training, which are attributes that are specific to space flight. Like your microgravity training in the zero-G flight, or your centrifuge training for the excessive G loads that you experiment, or the survival training. So I would say the most memorable would be these parts, because these were very unique, because preparing you for an environment which is really unknown to all of us, and it was a very good exposure, and you really bond with people when you come together in these difficult and stressful times and train together.
Of course, finally, what message would you have for all the young people in India and all the young people in the world? Because they look up to you. You're an icon. What do you say to them?
My message to everyone listening to this would be, I think that we are in a golden age as far as space exploration is concerned, and otherwise as well. The pace at which we are progressing as a nation. I would urge all the youngsters to be really focused and contribute to this actively, and not be passive bystanders to this. When we talk about dreams, big and bold dreams of landing on moon by 2040, or being a developed nation by 2047, these are dreams that have to be realized, and we need all of you to be a part of it, to make it happen. So my message to you, a short message would be, assume the responsibility of making it happen. This is my job. I have to take India to being a developed nation by 2047. And so it should be yours. That is my message to everyone who's listening in on this.
Thank you very much.